Hello everyone, welcome to I'll Sleep. In today's video lesson, I'm going to talk about the difference between formal and informal letters in IELTS General Training Writing Task 1. Okay, let me tell you what makes a difference between formal and informal letters. The first thing is contractions. If you use contractions in your sentences, it means you are writing in informal way. Okay? And the second thing is the use of voice in a sentence. See, for formal letters, you have to use passive voice, and for the informal ones, you have to use the active voice. Okay. And the last thing is the use of correct words. See, in English, what happens when you use words, when you write words, some words sounds like formal ones and some sounds like informal ones. For example, if I would say, I'm sorry, so here I'm sorry sounds like informal one, right? Or if I have to make it in a formal way, so I would say I apologize or I regret. Got it? So see, this is the difference between the vocabulary also. That's why I would not say that only the use of contraction can make the difference in your letters. That would decide that your letter is formal one or informal one. Two other things are also very important here. Okay? So let's get started with some examples here so that you can learn it effectively and deeply. So here I'm going to share some expressions with you. For example, if you are showing your dissatisfaction or expressing your dissatisfaction to your friend or classmate or anybody that you know personally, right? So I would say I'm not happy with, yeah, because it is informal way because I know them personally, so this sounds like more natural and informal one, right? But suppose if you are showing your dissatisfaction to your boss, to your manager, or anybody that you don't know personally, yeah, so I would not recommend that you have to use I'm not happy with. Okay, so at the same time, what you can do, you can say I find it most unsatisfactory. So this sentence also show that I'm not happy with, but the sentence formation is different here, and that makes the difference between the formal and informal ones. Okay, and the next one is you could also say, I'm fed up with. This thing you can write to your friend, right? But at the same time, if you are writing to anybody that you don't know personally, so I would say this is not the right thing or this is not the right way to express your dissatisfaction, right? So, what we do, we can say, I'm writing to express my dissatisfaction. Okay, and then you can write here the name of that you want to mention here. For example, you have ordered a book online and it was promised that you would get it within 15 days, but it didn't happen, right? And now you are writing a letter. So, what you can say, you promised me that I would get the book within 15 days, right? So, this is the informal way to say this, okay? And at the same time, if I would talk about the formal one, because I don't know the bookseller, so how can I be very informal with him, right? So I have to be very formal with him. What I can say, I have to say, I was promised that I would get the book within 15 days. So what I have done here, I was promised. If you will look here, you would say, you promised me, right? So you promised me is the active voice. आपने मुझे प्रॉमिस किया था एंड हेयर इट इज आई वॉज प्रॉमिस्ड इट मीन्स मुझसे प्रॉमिस किया गया था सो हेयर आई वॉज प्रॉमिस इज अ पैसिव वॉइस एज यू कैन लुक here we have used the contraction I would, and here we have used the full helping verb would, I would, right? So this is again the difference. Don't forget it. Don't write here I would. I'm going to share another expression here. I'm pretty annoyed with the delay from such a reputed bookseller as you. Here I have used pretty annoyed and it means I'm very angry. Yeah. And it sounds a bit informal. Okay. But at the same time, if I have to use it in formal way, so I would say I'm disheartened with the delay from such a reputed bookseller as you. See, here I have used pretty annoyed and here I have used disheartened. So now you can just check the difference between the formal and informal vocabulary here. Okay, be very careful here. And likewise, if I would say another expression, another sentence, like you should solve this within next 3 or 4 days. This is the informal way, okay? And informal way, I would say this problem should be addressed within the next 3 or 4 days. See, here I have used you should solve this, and here I have used this problem should be addressed. So again, what we have done, we have changed our sentence into passive voice. Let's check the another difference in another sentence. I strongly feel that you should compensate us. Suppose you are requesting for refund or somebody have deceived you. It could be any bookseller, it could be any travel agent, and now you are complaining and you are asking them to compensate you. So yeah, you can say I strongly feel that you should compensate us. But at the same time, in formal way, I would say I strongly feel or I strongly assert that we ought to be compensated. Here again we have used we ought to be compensated. In a very short way, I would share with you the structure of the passive voice. What you have to do, see in active voice what happens, subject always perform the action, right? If I would say you should compensate, so here compensate is the action and who has to perform? You, right? And you is the subject here. And if I have to use here we ought to be compensated, so here what is happening, here subject is receiving the action. So in passive voice subject always receive the action and in active voice subject always perform the action. मीन्स तुम्हें हमें compensate करना चाहिए और यहाँ पे इसका मतलब है हमें compensate किया जाना चाहिए. So see, in Hindi, this is a big difference ना जब आप बात करते हैं. So likewise, you have to use here the sentences when you are using the formal one. So you have to use passive voice when you are writing informal one. So you have to use the active voice. I hope you got this. Okay, now suppose if you are sorry about something and you want to express your apologies in your letter. It could be the letter that you are writing to your friend, and it could be a person that you don't know. If you feel sorry, so in informal way, you have to write, I'm very sorry about, or I'm very sorry for. At the same time, if I have to talk about here, so I would say, please accept my sincere apologies. See the difference between the sentences. I'm sorry about, I'm very sorry about, or here, please accept my sincere apologies. These two sentences have the same meaning, same feeling, everything is same. Just the way to express your feelings is different. But the meaning is same, right? Your intention is same. Okay, suppose if your neighbor, your friend, or anybody that you know personally, again, I'm talking about, like, because we are talking about informal way, and you didn't like their work, so that you can say like this, I'm sorry to say it, but your work didn't meet my expectations. Yeah, you could say like this to your friend or your neighbor or anybody that you know personally. But suppose if you are complaining to your boss or anybody where you have to be very formal, so this is not the right way to say that I'm sorry to say it, but your work didn't meet my expectations. Okay, what we have to do here, we would say, I regret to say. So, firstly, what we did, we changed the word sorry into regret. Okay, so I regret to say it, but your service didn't meet my expectations. Sorry to use here didn't. You can't use didn't. You have to use did not, because we have to use the full helping verb here. But in informal way, we have used didn't, and this is fine because we have to use the contractions in informal letters. Okay, you are asking for a help to your friend, so you can say I need your help, I need your urgent help, right? If you are in hurry, so you can say I need your urgent help. Okay, it's fine, but in formal way you can't say I need your help because it could be a straightforward. Yeah, so you can't be too much straightforward here because we don't know people out there when we write the formal letters, right? So I would say I seek for your immediate assistance. We have used immediate assistant, it means the urgent help. So help has been changed into assistance here. So have you seen the difference between the words, like When we use the help, so it sounds like informal one. When we use the assistance, so it's used like formal one. So you have to be careful, okay? And you are expecting a reply from the another side, yeah? Like from your friend or neighbor, I would say. So you can say, I'm waiting for your reply, or I would be grateful if you could reply as soon as possible. But at the same time, for formal ones, I would say, please respond at the earliest convenience. So this is the another way to say that I'm waiting for your reply and I want that you should reply as soon as possible. Got it? But the sentence structure is totally different and it shows that we have used very, very formal sentence here. That is, please respond at the earliest convenience. I hope you got it, right? Okay, here I'm going to share some contractions with you. Well, you all can just search it out on Google and you can just get the list of all the contractions of helping verbs, that how you can use them. This is the first contraction, I am, so you have to say am, I will, I'll, or when you say this thing, I and apostrophe D, I would, or it could be I had also. So this is the contraction. This contraction could be with would also and with had also. Now, how you can identify that this is would or had, right? If you see verbs first form after this, so definitely it is would, okay? Because with would, we always put the first form of verb. And when we talk about had, so we always put the third form of verb. Suppose if I'll write here collect. So collect is the first form of verb, right? So what would be it? It would be would only. I would collect because with would we always use first form. Okay. And if I would write here collected, so it would not be would. It should be had because collected is the third form and had always used with third form. And you can't put direct third form with would. Okay. Likewise, these all contractions you can just write down, and if you are already good at it, so that's cool, that's fine. But if you are not, so you can just check them out and you can learn them and be very sure that you are using these contractions in your informal letters. It's very, very important, okay? I hope you got this video lesson helpful. I'll meet you in my next video with sample letters where I would share my experience that how we can write the whole letter within 20 minutes and how we can generate the ideas and put them on the paper. Till then, keep learning, keep improving, and keep watching this space.